Hi. I wanted to pop on live today and talk about money blocks. It's something that's been coming up in my coaching a lot, and it's something that has been coming up inside of the personal development sphere for some time now. And I want to share with you, from my perspective, what real, actual mindset money blocks are, how to change and transform them, and what magical thinking is, and how certain coaches, gurus, wizards of marketing are manipulating us and giving us false hope about things that are really just band-aids to make us feel better temporarily and not actually help you to drive the income that you want to produce in your business. Okay? So money blocks can be a very real thing. So we're going to define a money block as a limiting belief either about myself, or in your case, yourself, about the environment or the world. If you're in business, it could be a limiting belief about your business or about other people wanting your product. I was coaching a coach today, and she had a limiting belief about people wanting to buy coaching for their emotional body. She didn't think that people would pay money to overcome stress, anxiety, and worry. And it's very normal for business owners to have limiting beliefs about their worth or their ability to charge. And so I want to talk about the types of money beliefs, limiting beliefs, that can get in the way for people and really stop them from producing income, from earning the type of money that they want to, and talk a little bit about how that works, why it works, and how if you don't change those limiting beliefs, you're kind of doomed to a self-fulfilling prophecy that is most likely going to be a downward spiral. And I shouldn't use the word doom. That's not true necessarily. You can change a belief like that. The sad reality is that most people never will. Most of us allow our unconscious thinking habits to just run automatically without ever challenging them. Okay? So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what are actual money blocks. And then I want to talk about what is magical thinking, okay? And how sometimes we are taught that if we only had the right mindset, if we only believed enough, if we could just get into the right vibrational frequency, we would manifest $1 trillion. And so I want to talk about when there's merit to that, because sometimes there's a seed of truth in that. And when it's just a bunch of horse shenanigans, okay? And how actually that's used as a band-aid to you feeling bad enough about a situation in your life so that you could actually create a clear, specific plan that would actually make you money, but then we band-aid over it with spirituality that isn't even really spirituality and makes us feel better temporarily. Okay? And I think it's really damaging. I think it's really harmful, and it should stop, in my opinion. So, money blocks then. When are they valid? Okay? When are money blocks valid? In order to understand when a money block is valid, we have to understand the nature of how belief systems operate. One thing that's inevitable is that if you're watching this, then I'm assuming you're a human being. And as a human, your nervous system functions largely by creating belief systems. You must, in order to operate effectively in the world, you must create belief systems. You must. And for those of you who have been to a coaching seminar, hired a coach, or worked with any form of mindset in the past, or been to a therapist, we know this to be true. In fact, you've told this to people, right? What you believe you will achieve. We all know this intuitively even. It's in all of our spiritual texts, right? What you ask for with faith, you shall receive. Belief systems are an inherent feature of the human nervous system. An inherent feature of the human nervous system. So, unfortunately, however, nobody tells us how to choose our beliefs. And that's a major problem because your beliefs do three things. Okay? If you understand these three things alone about how your mind functions, if you only understand these three things, You will have a deep insight into how your mind works and why you find yourself at your current financial thermostat. So beliefs do three things. One, first and foremost, I'm going to illustrate through anecdote. There's a doctor who researches luck. His name is Dr. Weissman. Okay? Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal research. Really amazing stuff. And what Dr. Weissman discovered is that when he was studying luck, more specifically, he was studying people who believe themselves to be lucky. Whether or not you agree with having the belief that you're a lucky person is useful, don't worry about that so much. Just understand this and then apply it to your own life, okay? Dr. Weissman does this study on people who believe. Gabriel says, I am the LinkedIn guy. Gabriel, I am on LinkedIn. I don't know if that means I'm the LinkedIn guy. But welcome, Gabriel. Welcome to the live. Glad to have you here. Dr. Weissman took two groups of people. Group A has the belief, the absolute utter certainty and conviction that I am a lucky person. They have the belief, right, that I am a lucky person. And this, by the way, is tying into money blocks. I'm getting there. Bear with me, okay? Bear with me. I'm getting there. Group B, on the other hand, has the belief I am an unlucky person, okay? So Group A, I am a lucky person. Group B, I am unlucky. Gabriel, I'm not sure. I do connect with people on LinkedIn, but it does a lot of leads via LinkedIn. I really don't follow Gabriel. So Dr. Ben Weissman, I think it's Ben. I hope I'm getting his first name right. Dr. Weissman sends these two groups of people, the lucky group and the unlucky group. He sends them into a cafe at different times, right? And in the cafe, there's a $100 bill on the floor of the cafe. And it's in broad daylight. Things are arranged so it's really easy to see. The $100 stands out. It's right here, kind of in your face, yeah? And the natural human response to do when you see $100 is to bend down and pick it up. Some of you will go, did anybody drop this $100? Some of you will not, right? That's a topic for a different set of beliefs. But in this example, over 80% of the lucky group, sees the $100, picks it up, puts it in their pocket. Furthermore, they go and they order their beverage. Then they go to the counter where they have set up an actor in the experiment who's going to participate with that person in their business, right? He represents a business opportunity for the participants, okay? The lucky group was significantly more likely not only to see the money, to pick it up, put it in their pocket, and then to converse with the actor who's there searching for their business product, okay? The lucky group significantly more likely. Less than 12% of the unlucky group even sees the money. Less than 12% of the unlucky group even sees the money on the floor. What's happening here? I'm going to use a really fancy word. I like it because it makes me sound smart, which I am, called the lateral geniculate nucleus. It's a tiny, tiny cell that sits in between the optic nerve. So light comes in through the eye, goes down the optic nerve, hits this lateral geniculate nucleus, and then goes to the optic centers of the brain, okay? When neuroscientists look at the lateral geniculate nucleus and they measure the energy coming from the brain, the occipital lobe, to the LGN, lateral geniculate nucleus, say that 10 times fast, to the eye, and from the eye to the LGN to the brain, they discover something bizarre, which is that 90% of the information is traveling from the brain to the LGN to the eye, and 10% from the environment, what you see. 10% of the data coming from your eyes to the brain is coming in. 90% is going out. Now, Scientists are very, very picky about A causes B. So they're not just going to come out and say that your brain is telling you what to notice in your environment. They will say it is likely that your beliefs, attitudes, perceptions influence what your eyes will even detect in the environment. So those of you who have heard rose-colored glasses, right? There's another acronym that people talk about, right? Something shiitake stained glasses. Yeah? You know what I'm talking about. And you know people like this who you can give them the best opportunity in the world and it's sitting smack dab right in front of their face and they find a way to tune it out. You will only reach the financial thermostat that it's in alignment with your belief systems, largely because one, you will filter out opportunity that is not in alignment with how you perceive yourself or what you believe to be true about the world. Yarley says perception shapes reality. Yes. So perception shapes reality. More importantly to me, Yarley, to me, it shapes what we notice about reality. Shapes what we notice to me, right? So I believe there is a base reality, and some people will disagree with me on that. In any case, the second thing beliefs do is they turn on and off your abilities. So when you have, and we all know this intrinsically. So when you have a belief that says making money is difficult or nobody wants to buy my product, when you have that belief, not only are you filtering out the people who do want what you have, but you also will find it damn near impossible to turn on, motivate yourself, present with any form of confidence or conviction in what you're doing. There might be something wildly cool about what you have to offer the world. But if you have a belief that says nobody wants it, you're going to shut down the part of you that is enthusiastic. You're going to shut down the part of you that communicates with charisma. If, on the other hand, you have the belief system that says this is so important for this person to have this information, you have to have this information. It's going to change your life. And you're convinced, you're utterly convinced of this, then it will turn on aspects of your nervous system. My favorite thing to illustrate this, as a child, my parents put me into martial arts very young. And for my black belt test, one of the things I had to do was I had to punch a brick. And I had done everything else well in the test, but when it came time for me to break the brick, I was terrified of the brick because in practice, I had never broken through that particular obstacle, yeah? And so I tried to break the brick. I do my whole like karate move. I try to break the brick. And I end up hurting my hand on the brick. And so you can imagine being a kid working towards your black belt. Your parents are there. Your friends are there. Everybody's there. And I'm starting to realize I'm actually not going to get my black belt. So the waterworks start to happen. But then I have this genius coach who steps in and he says, listen, I'll make a deal with you. Your technique is really good. So if you can do the same punch, but do it blindfolded, I will give you your black belt. I'm sorry, not same punch, blindfolded, but you have to break a board instead of a brick. And so I'm like, deal. I've broken hundreds, maybe thousands of boards. So he goes over to the wall, takes my black belt off of the wall, blindfolds me with it, so I can't really see anything. I put my knuckles down on the wood board. I feel the wood against my knuckles. Yeah? I think to myself, listen, this is key. I think to myself, this is going to be easy. I reach back, I let out my karate, smash through the board, no problem. I know it breaks. I feel my fist go through. And then I hear the sound of brick hitting the ground. Pull off the blindfold, I look down, there is board and broken brick. I believed I could break it. My internal dialogue became supportive. Yes, this is going to be easy. And then it opened up more access to muscle inside of my nervous system. When your beliefs are in alignment with the income goal that you have for yourself, you will literally turn on more persuasion, more influence skill, you will turn on more motivation, more productivity, more creativity. Because when you believe it's going to be easy and effortless, doesn't mean it will be. Doesn't mean it will be. But it will produce a different result in you. And that's what matters. That's what matters. So those are the two things. Now, the third thing that beliefs do is they create self-fulfilling prophecies. A self-fulfilling prophecy is a well-documented phenomenon in the research that what we believe to be true, either about ourselves or about the world, we will then filter the world for, as I've covered. We will turn on and off access to our abilities, which affects how we behave, and then ultimately determines what results are you getting. What results are you getting as a result of what you notice, what behaviors you take, what actions you take, the quality of action you're taking. Is this making sense to you? Is what I'm saying connecting? Do you understand? Are you following along? Give me a like or a heart or a comment to let me know this is clicking. Okay? So when all of that happens, you get better results. Yes? You get those better results. What happens? Those results feed back into your belief. You create that upward spiral. The self-fulfilling prophecy is inevitable. It will either serve you or not. Either you choose what those belief systems are and they help you make more money, or they don't. Okay? So I want to be very clear here. There's a difference between what I'm saying and just believe it until, just chanting, I am $1 million earner over and over and over and over again is not what I'm talking about, although it's a good start. It's better than nothing. Okay? What I'm talking about is getting really clear about what your financial thermostat is today. What is your financial thermostat? What do you want it to be? And then working backwards from that, what are the beliefs that are getting in your way about yourself? Are you a procrastinator? Are you a failure? Or in the other sense of the term, do you identify as an achiever? Do you identify as an earner? Do you identify as a high income earner? What are the beliefs about yourself? Because those are going to be the most powerful. Yes. Okay. Then, what are your beliefs about the world, your business, etc.? For example, let's say you're in a sales call, just as an example, okay? Or you're pitching to investors, okay? Do you have the belief that it's going to be difficult for them to see the value in what you're proposing? Or do you have the belief that what you have to offer is irresistible, it's the right thing for them, and when they find out about it, they're going to have it? Start to bring awareness to what you believe to be true, okay? And then develop a way to change those beliefs. In my opinion, so far, the best model for changing beliefs right now is the self-concept model. I'm biased. I am one of the few people who coach that model in the world right now. So I'm biased, of course. I think it's the most powerful model for change right now. Now, you can change at other levels other than the identity, but I think the most important place to start is what you believe to be true about yourself. The deployment of the self in terms of your business or your financial growth is going to be the most important thing. So these are when, money beliefs are a thing, an actual thing. But then, just briefly, I want to talk about how we use this as a band-aid to pacify ourselves. Okay? Sometimes, and these people, sometimes people will tell you that all you need to do to earn a certain amount of money is to believe it or want it enough. And that when you do that, you are going to manifest this certain amount of money. Meanwhile, the people who wrote The Secret, the Joe Vitales, etc., happen to be some of the most prolific marketing minds on the planet. They are copywriters. They are copywriters and marketers. And they're damn good at it. If I gave you an airplane and I brainwashed you, because I know hypnosis, and I brainwashed you into thinking that you knew how to fly that airplane, would you want to get on the airplane with the pilot who had the belief but no skill? Of course not. Of course not. There is a conversation between your perception, your beliefs, your states of consciousness, and reality. There's a conversation happening. And in between there are all of the real world things, strategy, marketing, sales, systems, procedures that have to be in place for you to make things happen. It is not a one or the other. It is a both and. For some people, if I could give you one intervention, I'd rather get your identity right. Because if I get your identity right, if I get your self-concept right, the beliefs about who you are, if you're motivated, confident, tenacious, yeah, playful, creative, you have resilient. If you have those self-concepts, you'll find the strategy. It's 2020. Google's here. Google is here. You have no excuse for not finding how to do it. Fair enough, right? 90% of the problem to me is going to be a mindset issue. But oftentimes the mindset issue has to be applied within a structure. So the way I work with business clients, for example, is we say, okay, what is the income goal you want in your business? What are the systems that need to be in place? And then we work the mindset to perfect each system until it's dialed in, a well-oiled machine, and they're on that upward spiral. Okay, so my intention in this live was really to explain this marketing buzzword that's been bandied about a lot, about money beliefs, money blocks. And they are real. But for the most part, what I'm seeing is that the way it's being copywritten is really just a way for marketers to make money. And not a lot of here's how to change those beliefs. All right. So I hope this was helpful. I'm really curious. For you, are you aware of any limiting beliefs in your life currently that prevent you from being able to achieve the money that you want to make? If you're aware of them, post those in the comments section and I'll respond to them, okay? Otherwise, I hope you're having a great Monday, and I'll be popping on more often to share some more this mindset that can help you take your business to the next level and even help you to be more fulfilled as well. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Those of you who are still on, thank you so much for paying attention. Make sure you comment, and I'll get back to you and interact with you here, okay? Thank you.